This week, we got some more Blizzcon news, like who the band's going to be. But really, in the end, it didn't even matter. Blizzard added an esports division. We'll briefly talk about that. There's really not a whole lot to go on there. But in WoW, Hallow's End, everyone's favorite holiday. Minus Christmas, because there's no presents given to us. But we get to go, play with pumpkins and stuff, so that's cool. Time Walking has returned. Speaking of returns, there was a Valorous return this week. Well, kind of this week. We know about it. Hearthstone. I'm going to say Hearthstone this week since Scarlett's not here this week. We get the Tony Danza of Tavern Brawls. It's amazing. A couple card nerfs. Obviously, we're going to talk about Heroes a bit. We're, free, who's on sale, and how much fun I had playing Artanis because I got the pre-order. But the big news for Heroes, we know the groups. We know who's going against who, mostly. Today is Friday, October 23rd, 2015. We are now officially in the future, and this is Epic Fail episode 36.
You are now listening to the Epic Fail Podcast.
Welcome to Epic Fail Podcast, the place where I will break something every week and then get mad at myself for doing it. I am your host, Draven Dresden, and with this as always... Wait, something's wrong. Scarlett, you look different.
What how you doing?
We've got Jackofskullz from the Dalaran Brilliance Podcast this week.
That's me. I have been called many things, the Jackofskullz, the Comic Sans of Facepole, but I'm just a mage looking to have a good time.
Yeah. How are you doing? What have you been up to this week?
I am doing fantastic. This week, have been slowly killing the Headless Horseman and making a mount out of his swords because he just refuses to drop it. And killing normal Archimond.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in and remind you something I said pre-show. I wish I would have known you back in Wrath of the Lich King before they made it personal loot. And I brought this up before. My group, we had a group of 4 of us, and together we would sell for 20,000 gold a run between all of us of Headless Horseman. And the reason people actually paid this money is because they were guaranteed the mount whenever it dropped, because we all had it like after our first run or two. And we had the mount run, we had it drop so often, we actually were able to do this between our alts. Because one person would summon it and go. Next person would summon it and go. And you could summon it 5 times. And just the group of 4 of us, plus the person who paid, we made, I think it was about 20K a week.
Dang.
For the 2.5 weeks back in Wrath, so that was nice.
That sounds great, especially for the time then. 20K was some big money.
Oh yeah. I made a little bit of gold back in Wrath, and to the point where I haven't really messed with gold since, and all I'm going to say is my gold count on Airy Peak now matches my other server, and both involve multiple commas.
Well, I mean, if you ever feel like you have just too much money, let me know. I'll take some of it off your hands.
Well, while we're talking about that, we do have our contest that we're doing. It is, go to our website, put a question in that you would like to have answered at BlizzCon. And if you were picked to win, then you automatically get the 100K mount. And myself, Theory, and Scarlett, who is not here this week because she's under the weather, we're buying it, and I know you're on Airy Peak, right?
I am, yes.
Yeah. So all you have to do is be able to be on Airy Peak and have, a character high enough level. If you're not high enough, I'm sure one of us will take 100, or probably even more than one of us take 100 and just power level the crap out of you until you are high enough to use it.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Where can I sign up for that again?
Yeah, just have to go to our website,
Awesome.
epicfailpodcast.com. There's a post on there called The Contest. It's really easy to find. It's between episode 25 and 26. Throw in a question. We have had so few questions. Next week, we're going to have the winner announced for Halloween. So I'm sorry, Theory, but you're not going to be there for it. You've already made plans to, abandon us for the week.
Yes, Chris Cornell calls, and I'm answering.
Yeah. I would give you crap for it, but I missed Raid this week because I went to go see Back to the Future. So.
Yeah, you don't have any room to talk.
Yeah, so I won't give you any crap on that.
So, on to the Back to the Future thing. I did purchase from iTunes the 3-movie set this week, though, just because of the date and everything with the pretty much Back to the Future holiday we had this week.
Yeah, I saw all 3 of them in theater, and in between each one, they had these random goofy commercials. They made a television commercial for the hoverboard in the movie.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and then Jaws 19. I mean, I know you can find the Jaws 19 one online. The hoverboard one, that was the first time I'd seen it, and that was just amazing.
That's funny. Yeah, I didn't see it in theaters, but I used to own it.
Yeah. And you're cutting up again this week, so we might have another Stole My Internets episode.
I don't know what's going on, man.
Yeah. From what I hear, you were fine the other day, but. But since
That's been fine most of the week.
Yeah. All right, so that's what I've been up to this week, other than getting the rogue legendary daggers and thus making my account have all of them. Every legendary in-game that's still available. So Atiash and the legendary necklace that only one guy ever got. Those are the only 2 I don't have. So yay! Who cares?
Yay.
Yeah. I'm the only one that cares about that, to be honest. I'm like, I don't care.
Well, if you had ATS, I might care. I'd try and steal it from you.
Yeah. I would give you... if I had it, I would hand that off if I could get a corrupted Ashbringer.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Yeah. Anyway, Theory, what have you been up to this week?
Well, if this works. This week we did some raiding, of course. Still getting further and further with both raid teams. Both the chickens and the fire department are doing well. We've cleared all of our farm content going into day 2 on both teams. So we're doing well as far as that's concerned. Been working a lot. Played a little bit of Hearthstone this week, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And, just kind of kicking myself in the ass for not pulling the trigger on BlizzCon this week. The other thing besides what I actually said I thought it would be as far as band-wise is what it is that would make me really want to go. There's literally only like 4 bands that I would really want to go to BlizzCon for just for the bands, and this happens to be one of them. So that's a bummer. But yeah, other than that, it's been a good week, and I did buy my virtual ticket, and so that I can watch it, and I ordered a couple T-shirts, and was gonna get the Kick-Ass Illidan poster, but it is sold out already.
Yeah.
Dang.
Which is kind of crazy. Yeah, I hope that they have some at the show, because it's one of the coolest things they have in the shop for BlizzCon is that poster.
I'm going to get out there Wednesday. Shop opens on Thursday. I will see if I can get in there and grab one for you.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
So that I'm going to add that to my list of things I need to do for other people while I'm there. I have to do this, and this on my vacation where I'm not supposed to be helping other people. I'm supposed to be just enjoying myself. Okay, fine, I'll just do all these things. Anyway, with that, that's been our week's what do you say we do some Blizzard news? Because we have a little bit, and this way we can, stop spoiling and hinting at, bands and stuff. So, some Blizzard news.
This is the Blizzard news you can use.
Yeah, as we've been making really bad puns about who that is, and in Theory's case, I wish I could go so I could see them. I'm going to be spending my time at Overwatch. It's Linkin Park. So congrats to Linkin Park. They've got a few songs. In the end, it doesn't even matter, as one of the songs of theirs I can tolerate. I'm not a Linkin Park fan at all.
See, is Elite Tour and Chieftain opening for them? Because if they are, I will go to that.
Yeah, I'll go to and this won't be the first time I've ever gone to see the opening band and left for the main attraction.
Yeah.
I've done that for, real concerts.
So, I watched ETC before Metallica last year on the virtual ticket, and literally wanted to fast forward it. Because
it was too long.
3 songs I liked, and it just kept going and going and going. And I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah, they played a little too long, but it was all right. I mean, they normally, concerts I've always been to, there's been 2 opening acts and then the main band. Except for the one concert which had 2 stages and they were just going back and forth. And yeah, that's another entirely different thing. So basically, ETC did the 2 opening acts and then Metallica came up. So
They should do ETC during the event. Like maybe have them play out the end of the last night, or play a song here and there between things that are happening, I think.
Maybe at the opening?
Exactly. Maybe be at the opening, maybe play a song here or there between main stage events, I don't really think they need to be the opener, because they're kind of part of Blizzard to me. So they could just be part of the convention. They don't need to be part of the closing ceremony.
Yeah. But if I had a band, and with last year with being Metallica, if I had the chance, I would throw myself in front of them too.
I can get that.
I opened for.
But realistically, they may get more as far as scene playing throughout the day. Because like you said, there's always going to be some people who are not a big fan of the closing band, who don't stick around or go see something else. Yeah. And if they play before a major announcement on the main stage or something like that, they're going to get a lot more visibility than what they're doing. And they still could play 4 or 5 songs or whatever for the closing band. It just I'm kind of surprised they make them wait and don't include them in the rest of the show.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been there, so for all I know, they could have ETC music playing through the speakers as you walk down the hallways. I don't think that's what it is. I think they're always going to have whatever, if there's an esports, they'll probably have those on the monitors, and if you get close enough, you'll be able to see them, that kind of thing. But, or our opening ceremonies is on every screen through the speakers, everything. I know that. I've been told that. So, yeah, I expect ETC will open for them again. Hopefully they play a slightly smaller set of, not 11, 13 songs. 5 to 7 I think would be okay. I mean, maybe they don't play that often, but it was a little long. That's my only complaint about it. A couple too many songs.
I mean, they play all the time at the Dark Moon Fair. I don't know what's up.
Yeah, they play every
Well, there they go. They can have their own stage at the Dark Moon Fair now that it has its own spot.
Oh,
they can,
that's right.
have their own little stage.
Yeah.
And then play
Just
the same
hour.
song every hour.
Every hour you play one song, but it's got to be the exact same song every time. That wouldn't get old in actual real life at all.
Nope.
All right. So now that we've beaten Linkin Park and ETC into the ground, sorry, Theory. Blizzard added an esports division. So they're actually getting serious about esports. So Overwatch, Heroes, StarCraft, which kind of was the first esport out there. Unintentionally, but still. So they're actually getting set up. I imagine Olivia Grace is gonna maybe not head it up, but at least be one of the higher ups of the division, because she actually got hired for the esports stuff.
Yeah, I think that her hiring was the beginning of this, or maybe right after Alenka. He was probably the beginning, and then she is part of the crew that they're trying to build to make this happen. Yeah. But they hired a couple other new people that are important for it.
Yep. I don't have any input. Go ahead.
I'm just really excited to see more esports coming out, because I'm not really big into regular sports, watching them, so I didn't think I'd be that big into esports, but it's really hooked me on. Like, I've been watching every tournament I can get my eyes on.
Yeah. I know Jules over at Torn Think Tank and everything else she does. She's big into the Heroes esports. Like, there were tournaments that were on all day long over a weekend. She was watching all day long, and that's where she's planning on being during BlizzCon. Is Heroes on? That's where I'm at. In my case, I want to see like the semifinals if I can, but I'm definitely going to be there for the finals. I'm definitely going to be in the StarCraft finals in the crowd, waving my little inflatable psionic blade that I'm getting out of the BlizzCon goodie bag. And the other one that Cuddles is going to get me. So, yeah, I'm going to be in the crowd for both of them. I'm hoping that, all the players and celebrity type people on the teams and all that will be out in the public for a while, and they do have little areas is designated for that. So I'm hoping I can take my little autograph book and can you graffiti this, and really confuse the people from Korea who don't understand what I mean. What do you mean graffiti? I can sign it. Same thing. You're defacing my book, but it's intentional. It's still graffiti. Yeah, I'll probably be nice and not do that to them, but the American guys and maybe the European guys, yeah, I'm doing that. But yeah, fun times. BlizzCon is going to be fun. Jack, you said you're going. Theory's not going. Man. He's got the virtual ticket. I'm going to be there. I know like 20,000 other people are going to be there. I haven't been around that many people ever.
I think like once.
I'm going to be so uncomfortable that entire time. There are so many people.
I can't wait, especially for the parties. Yep. Like for the Con Before the Storm, I know I'm volunteering, so I'm going to be working that whole night. Yeah. But I love being around people.
Yeah. I know I've got at least 1 hour during the Well Played party that I'm helping out with something. And then I want to go to Con Before the Storm. I want to go to the Zam party, which is basically the Wowhead party, which is basically whatever other party. I don't even remember what it was called the first year. I think it was the Game Breaker party. Back when they were cool. Now I miss Legendary.
Oh, well. Don't we all?
Yeah. Oh well. But that's really all the Blizzard news, unless you guys have anything.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, well then, we'll go straight to the games. First and foremost, one I know all of us play, and most of the listeners, which is why we spend the most time here. And that is World of Warcraft, I believe. I can't do that laugh.
How's that?
That's much better than mine was.
All right.
Mine was just awful. I can't do it. So yeah, Hallow's End is here. Woohoo! This year, because we're on another planet, in another timeline, we get to fight actual skeleton people, which we've done before, but we get to fight pumpkin-headed plant people.
Which we've done before.
Yeah, but not out in the real world. It's only been instanced.
Now, I have a question, though. Before Hallow's End started, did you see any pumpkins on Draenor? Because I don't remember seeing any.
Not a
Are
one.
pumpkins native to Draenor? Or did we bring them here and then mutate them? Or were they just hiding in a cave somewhere until Halloween?
Well, there is
Something
a
to think
cave.
about.
There is a cave there that has a little portal that you can't walk through. But
So
I'm told,
trans-dimensional pumpkins.
oh, that's all. We need. I'm told though that portal happens to be part of the Harrison Jones quest line, and I don't remember it, but I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to the Harrison Jones quest line. I just did it and went through it, and I was like, okay, I'm done.
It's more than I did with it. I haven't touched them.
Yeah, it was nice. It actually had a little bit of story, which once you hit 100, you really didn't see. So yeah, that was fun. Yeah, there was a couple patch notes. The only thing that I found remotely worth talking about is the boss, the named guy for Hallow's End on the boat. Apparently, there were some Death Knights out there who were trying to be funny, and they use their control undead ability,
Oh, no.
thus negating the ability for anyone else to complete this.
Well,
Oh,
That's pretty funny.
I didn't bother. I'm not doing the dailies on my DK because I don't care. I went and
I haven't done any of them.
Yeah, I've done them on my Paladin because I wanted the pets and the toy off the spider boss, and then I just kept doing them for the decorations for my garrison. And I now have enough that, depending on how long this lasts, I've got like another 4 sets so that I can put pumpkins and the lighting everywhere.
now,
You don't get to place them. Is the sad part. They just show up where they are.
yeah.
Have you figured out
there's
how long they last?
I think until you take them down.
I hope it's till you take them down, because then I can save these things and use them for something else later.
Mhm. But one of the pumpkins actually goes over your little contract guy by your tables. He's just sitting there inside a pumpkin.
Yeah, I haven't messed with it for my Horde 100, so I should probably do that just to see what it looks like. But yeah, Hallow's End is definitely my favorite, and every year people yell at me because they're like, I don't have the Headless Horseman mount, and I just kind of pull it out and use it to run on the ground.
Can I tell a quick story about the Headless Horseman's mount?
Sure.
All right. So my best friend, who is on yonder sofa to my right, he and I would run Hallow's End, and he's also waving. Go back to your thing, you. Anyway, so
Hi, friend.
they say hello. Go on. There he is. Bless him. Anyway, so every year we'd run the Hallow's End, and I always wanted the mount. He didn't care. He was just going because he's a good friend. And so he got it one year, and I was like, oh, congrats, yay for you and stuff. And then he gets it again the next day, and he says, I'm not going to delete this. I'm going to keep it in my bag just in case they make it tradable. And ever since he got it, he's just used it all the time because he knows it gets to me.
He's using a spot in his bags to troll you. That's
Yep.
amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Best friends.
Let's see. Before they combined it so all the mounts are just account wide, I had, I think, 9 copies, like 9 characters with it.
Oh, he also informs me he got it again this year, too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, apparently about 37, 40, somewhere between 37 and 40% of all players have them out. So it's less than half. And I'm right there with you, Theory. I either get exceedingly lucky with random goofiness, or I have no luck whatsoever. There is no in between for me.
I've been playing this game since before there was holiday events.
Mm-hmm.
Long before there was achievements.
Mm-hmm.
I've done this, I don't know how many times, on multiple caps tunes. I have, 10 100s, 6 or 7 of which I've run it every day on. I've only seen it drop like once, ever. And I'm not even talking about, I have never looted it. I've only seen it drop once.
Man.
And of course I didn't win.
Yeah.
So that's some bad RNG, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently you're in queue this time.
Yeah, but it's for mounts. I'm always in queue for mounts. Like random mounts, I never get the random mount drops.
Yeah. Now, I'm the exact same way you guys are with the Valentine's Day rocket. I literally leveled up, I don't even want to know how many characters, just to run that little event for the boss. That's all I did on these alts. They got to the level they could do. I queued up for that. And then when Valentine's Day was done, never touched them again for about a year. Until I needed to level them up again if I needed to. I have seen it drop one time. It went to a pug because it was personal loot. And that particular amount's always been personal loot. I have seen the rocket a grand total on confirmed separate accounts 3 times.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've never really seen that one very much.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it's the only event mount outside of the new time walking ones that I don't have.
Yeah. I've known, I think, 3 people in my WoW time that have had it.
Those are probably the 3 accounts that I've seen then.
Well, 2 of them were not on our current server.
I've seen
Agwin.
Yeah, I don't remember where the other 2 were, but I've seen one from Mary Peak. I don't know where the third one was, but I saw one on Duskwood, which is appropriately nicknamed Failwood, because that server is awful. Don't go there.
No, I'm stuck on Airy Peak anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
But since we did bring up time walking, we'll go back to this other thing here in a second. Time walking, we got the Wrath dungeons. But it's still the original list, and the new one isn't added yet because the new patch isn't out yet.
Yeah, exactly. I think there was some confusion on that. A couple of the podcasts I listened to were apparently under the impression that they were added already. Yeah. They are not. It's 6.2.3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Pit of Saren would have been a nice change.
A nice change of pace for sure. But, I mean, it's going to be great whenever it drops, but that's probably not happening for a month at least.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm really excited for the next set of time walking though, because ever since they first came out, I've done them like twice, I guess. It's nice, but I never really did them at level, so I didn't have that nostalgia factor.
I've done, with the exception of the TBC ones, I did them all at level. I didn't really do much out in TBC once I got the level cap outside of. Well, I was on a different server at the time, and everyone asked me if I lived in Alteric Valley, because that's where I spent all my time. It didn't matter. I mean, I'd level up a tune, Alteric Valley. Once I got all the gear I could out of that, next tune. And that made leveling in Wrath real easy, because I didn't have to change anything out until, like, level 77. So, yeah. But, yeah, speaking of returns, Valor's coming back. So, this is funny to me, because this is the expansion that they're going to simplify our currencies. So they got rid of Valor and, all that. And now we have oil, we have Apexis, we have garrison resources. And we're getting Valor
so
back.
So much for less currencies, huh?
Oh.
I mean, we talked about this a little bit last week.
Badges.
Yeah, and time warp badges.
That too. Yeah.
So
don't they use the image for justice points though? The time warp badges?
Oh, I don't even know.
I think so.
The expansion of we're going to give you less currencies. We have more now than we've ever had.
Yeah.
I find this funny.
They just change them. Yeah, they just change them. I mean, I understand why the current iteration of Valor has to be different from Apexis, because there's people who have piled up hundreds of thousands of Apexis right now. So it doesn't really make sense to make Apexis be your upgrade material, because people would have an unfair leg up because they've just collected a ton of it. But it's kind of ridiculous, Blizz. We don't need this many currencies. You know, let's simplify things a little bit.
Yeah. And admittedly, gold would be a bad option too, because then you have people like me who like full upgrade, sure. Oh, that made a small dent. I'll get it back next week. Thank you, Garrison. Oh, yeah. What do you guys think about being able to upgrade your gear again? I know it's a kind of a nerf to the content without nerfing the content, but there's what, 4,800 Valor we can get a week? Because there's apparently no cap except for, running out of things to do.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it in that I'm worried about sort of power scaling. Because the power curve on this expansion, I don't know about previous ones because I never really paid attention, but we went up quick and we went up a lot. And adding more item levels to that and more intellect and more strength and all that, I think that'll make it even more difficult, and all the sooner that we'll need another item level squish. Which, they handled it pretty well, but the more we do that, at one point it's going to be ridiculous, the difference in power between like 1 to 60 and stuff.
I'm just waiting for the day of the third item squish where you don't get stats on your gear until level 60, and then it's 1. We have you at level 185 right now, so you get 7 intellect plus, and that's it. Because if we go any higher than that, it's just gonna get out of control.
Yeah, I just feel like Oh, go ahead.
That's okay. Go ahead.
I feel like they sort of undid a lot of the work they did with the item squish in this expansion.
Oh yeah, we started off the expansion at I think the greens in the opening zones are like 430.
Mm-hmm.
And now the rating gear and such are like 720, if not Warforged. And then you go up to like 725. Then we can upgrade those another 10, so there's 735. The ring goes up to 795. Mm-hmm. I don't think we can upgrade the ring through Valor.
We can't.
That would be amazing if we could.
Yeah, no, that's just through Archimon kills.
I will spend all 5,000 Valor this week on my ring. Because it's 250 each. That would be the that would be the most effective use of Valor if that was possible. I really think that.
It's capped at 10 item levels, but we talked a couple of different times about this. I mean, the improving yourself in order to nerf the content is something that I am a fan of, especially when you have to work for it. But the 4,800 or whatever it is that supposedly you can get in a week requires you to do a lot of things every single day, which may be difficult for a few people. So I don't really expect most people to be able to do that unless they're really, really hardcore pushing, or they just have nothing else to do. I mean, myself, I consider myself a pretty avid player. I play almost every single day. I'm not going to be able to do everything to get all the Valor every day. I just don't have that kind of time. So realistically, to me, this is another one of the motivation things. People want the Moose Mount. Well, in order to get the Moose Mount, you got to become more powerful to be able to clear Heroic. So it's just another thing to get you to play more. So I get it. I understand it. I like the idea of making yourself better to nerf the content. But I don't really think it's realistic to expect people to get these upgrades done, quickly. So supposedly you can do it all in 2 weeks. That's not going to happen for most people. It's going to be at least a month.
And I just want to point out one thing since you brought up the moose mount. You actually have to go back and kill Archimon again. You don't get it automatically if you've already killed it.
It's a quest drop.
It's a new drop. I've had a couple people talk to me and say, hey, we're going to get the mount. I'm like, well, yeah, but you have to go kill him again.
You have to kill him again because you have to get the quest item and then start the quest and then go talk to someone, turn in the quest. That's how you get your moose mount. So it's not an achievement-based item. It is a quest item that drops. And supposedly it's personal loot, which for right now means everybody that's in the group gets it. But that's
not bad.
Change. If it's everybody that in the group gets it, then I'm less upset about it. But...
Man, I hope so.
Yeah, the way it's designed right now, everybody in the group gets it as long as they haven't already completed the quest. It's kind of like the same thing when you get Onyxia's head or whatever. You kill her, except for it's personal loot, so everybody gets it.
Yeah. As long as everybody gets the quest chain or the item for the mount, I'm less upset about them adding it in. Because, yes, I will eventually get there. I will eventually kill it. All that fun stuff. But if it's a maybe not personal loot thing where it could drop for you, but maybe not. If it's that, then I'm going to be even more ticked. Because it shouldn't be off of Archimon in the first place.
The only way I could see them doing that is if there's a different moose that is on the store.
Well, they'll just reskin it.
Well, the moose mount's going away after a while, isn't it?
Yeah,
supposedly, because you won't be able to do this after Legion drops.
Yeah, so between the next patch going live and when Legion hits, that's the time frame you have to get the moose mount. And if you miss, like if you just take a break or you're just in a group that for whatever reason, whether it's one person's holding you back or no one really cares, or any other reason you can imagine, if you just don't get there, then you don't get it. And it was they originally told us it was a store mount. Blizzard told us that. That's what makes me upset about it. I was more than willing to hand them, $30-$35 for this mount.
So my honest thought on that is that there was another mount, possibly the one that they're using for time walking, which was going to be the mount for this, and it wasn't ready, or they decided to use it for something else, and the moose mount kind of shoved into this. Because the moose mount makes no sense in this expansion. It's part of Legion.
Yeah, but we got 3 mounts from time walking. That's the thing. Kata hasn't... the Kata dungeons don't have one, but, once the patch hits, any boss can drop one, so I guess... But yeah, the drop rate on that, as we've mentioned before, is going to be so astronomically low that you'll probably see 3 of them. And they'll be on the same people that had the freaking rocket from Valentine's Day.
Love rocket, yeah.
Yeah, those people.
And then those people are going to be at Blizzcon and be like, guess what? I got the rocket and the time walking mount. And then there'll be people like me you're merging your account with me. No, I need your account info. Why? Because I'm going to merge it with mine so I can have the mounts. And then you don't need to play anymore. Just an FYI, Blizz, I'm not going to actually do that, so don't ban my account.
You're banned.
Yeah.
Beat someone over the head with my inflatable swords.
And then you're banned from BlizzCon.
Yep.
Or you have somebody like me popping your inflatable swords, which would be better.
He's going to pop my bubble.
Don't worry. If someone pops yours, you can have mine.
Yay, get new one.
Oh, damn. Now you got 3. Oh, jeez.
I don't know where I'm going to put the third one. That is appropriate.
I was going to say.
Hey, that's your business, man.
It's
not mine.
Whatever works, right? Anyway, before this... Yeah. I don't have anything else WoW related, so if you guys do, then we can talk about it. If not, we're going to move on.
Let's move it.
Let's go.
Moving on. means we've got a little card game that has seen a couple changes recently that I personally love because I'm sick and tired of seeing these particular decks. And that is, this is for you, Scarlet. Hearthstone. Yay! This is where I would normally be like, hey Scarlet, how many games have you won in the Tavern Brawl this week? And she decided that she's too sick to be here.
Ooh, I can answer that question.
Alright. How many Tavern Brawls have you won this week?
In the past 6 hours, I have played 18 Tavern Brawls, and I won 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, very good at Hearthstone.
You might want to consider changing your deck.
I thought about it.
Yeah. From what I've been hearing...
Well, I don't feel so bad. I've played 5 and I won 1.
Yeah.
So look,
there you go.
I'm stuck. I won 1. There you go. So I don't feel so bad now.
Yeah. From what I've been hearing, secret/inspired decks for Paladin are the way to go because that's just destroying everybody because everything you get ups your guys and gives you more guys.
See, I'm not really in touch with the meta, so I've been playing a spell mage Murloc. Yeah, anyone who actually knows about Hearthstone would probably cringe if they saw my deck.
Yeah. But yeah, in my case, I've won 5 out of, I don't know, probably 12. I haven't done very well, but I've been having the most fun on this one because the hero power is random off of the bosses in game. So you get you get the Nax bosses, you get the Blackrock bosses, you get what was the other one?
There's a lot.
Yeah.
I kept getting the ones that return their cards back to their hands, and then the ogre that destroys one of their cards randomly.
Yeah.
So, like, there was turns where I never played a card. I just kept doing the hero power because you can use it over and over and over. You don't just have to use it one time per turn, like, usually.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. I got really ticked off at my opponent one game because he pulled Lady of the Lake, I think. Maiden of the Lake. Which makes your hero power cost 1.
Oh, no.
I had no way to get rid of it in my hand available. So it survived to the next turn. So he used it 10 freaking times.
Oh, no.
I'm like, concede. I'm done. Because not only did he got rid of every card I threw out trying to get rid of it next turn, but he had so many cards. I was like, no, I'm done. Heck is this.
I do think it's pretty fun, though. This was a good idea.
Yeah, good job on this one, Blizz. This is one I support.
And I mean, as someone who doesn't play a whole lot of Hearthstone, I'm really digging this one.
Yeah.
Like, it made me want to learn more and not be so bad.
Yeah. This is the best one, and all it is literally you get a random hero power from a boss. Kind of like Tony Danza. He's apparently a boss.
No arguments here.
Yeah. So, yeah, basically, we've gone over the rules. You get a random hero power. And you can use the hero power for 2 mana, or 1 if you have cards that will allow for it. And then you get a new hero power, and you can use it again as long as you have the mana. And again, and again, and again. So, yeah. And I've said it pre-show, I said it privately in theory, I love what you did there. I know it was just a crap joke I threw into the show notes, and you ran with it, but...
It was funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the funny thing is I'd saved it, and then I'm like, oh, Tony Danza. All right, yeah, I'm going to do that. So, like, it was kind of an afterthought.
Yeah.
But I did find it funny. But, of course, you found it funny. It was your joke.
Yeah, but still, I knew it was a crap joke when I wrote it.
That's some of the best ones.
Yeah.
It's never stopped me before.
All right. There's a lot of jokes out there that really shouldn't be nearly as funny as they are, and they just, for whatever reason, managed to do it. I think that one, at least in my mind, that one worked. So on that note, I'm not going to write any more jokes because there's only downhill from here. Yeah, we mentioned a deck died. That is the Patron Warrior. Because the whole thing was you got the one guy, the Warsong Commander, he had any minion under a certain attack gets automatic charge. Well, Blizzard changed that to be any minion. What's the exact on it? I don't remember. It's like +1 attack. It's thunder. Either way, it killed that particular deck. So I'm very much glad that I got rid of my Patron deck because I didn't want to play it, but it was so good I couldn't not. I made a Control Warrior deck, and yeah, as soon as I saw that happen, I was like, okay, I got to learn this other deck. So yeah, Patron Warrior, we will miss you. You are now a crap card.
I won't miss you, Patron Warrior.
I won't miss you either. I can take that card and light it on fire and throw it in the trash can. I've lost probably 6 or 7 games of people who were playing Patron Warriors, and yeah, I'm glad they nerfed the hell out of it.
Well,
yeah,
I took Patron Warrior one step further. I would have the Warsong Commander, I'd have a Patron Warrior, and I use Commanding Shout.
You monster.
Commanding Shout makes it so nothing can die. They go down to 1 and that's it. So I'd be like, throw my commander out, throw a Patron Warrior. Oh, it's got charge? Oh, you can attack for 7? Commanding Shout. Attack. Oh, it survived. I get a new one. Attack. Oh, it survived. I get a new one. Oh, it survived. I get a new one.
You're a jerk.
I know. But it was funny.
I remember I got like 3 of those decks in a row. I walked away from the game. I just stood up. Was nah.
Yeah, that's a concede right there. And before you move on, if for the sake of tradition, I want to draw attention to that way. We have something that we can talk about that did happen in World of Warcraft this past week. So there's our traditional World of Warcraft, not at the right moment.
Yeah, it kind of happened this week.
Yeah, kind of. Well, it was found this week.
It, yeah.
Yeah, so if you didn't get your Terky Murloc
by
pet,
Terky, we're spelling that ERKY, not URKEY.
Correct. It's murky with a T, kind of, not really. No. But yeah, so how did you guys go get it?
I got it the day it got announced that it was found.
I found out about it an hour ago, right before I took a nap, so I have not gotten it yet. So you probably are going to have an easier time than Draven and I did trying to get it. I'm betting. Yeah. There's some good points to being behind the curve a little bit.
Every now and then, like finding something like that, yeah. Because when I went out there, oh my dear Lord, everyone had every possible spell effect going. They had every I'm going to make myself bigger going. Someone threw the Nightmare Riding Post that you get for the Mount Toy combo. Someone threw that on top of the actual thing you had to click.
Yeah, when I got it, those signs that you can put down and choose what it says on the sign. There was a whole bunch of them all over the place, so it made it so it was like impossible to actually click on it, even if you could see it. Not to mention the 400 people that were standing on it.
Yeah.
So like this room is like the size of a room that like 20 people could fit in comfortably if it was real, and there was like 200 people in it. So like finding the damn thing when you're inside it should have been easy, and it was not.
Yeah.
But I kind of heard from a few other people because CTR, as soon as it was out, it like spread like wildfire. Everybody knew about it, and I heard from other people pretty much where to go and what to do. Otherwise, I would have just given up and said, "Screw this."
I found out via Twitter and Row and the AIE Guild while I was at work. So I was already on my way home. I just checked it. I was coming home from work anyway. I saw that. I was like, "Oh, crap! I'm not in that guild. I'm gonna have to look this up." And then I get home, and Scarlett's actually the one in guild talking about it. And she's getting called a troll in guild chat because no one believes her.
Oh.
And I'm like, no, there's like 5 other guilds on other servers that are all like summoning people to them to get it. This is a real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna report you for trolling if this isn't real. Like from 10 different people in guild. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, go right ahead.
go
But
ahead. I know what happens to be there.
Exactly. Brevibos, one of our healers in one of our 2 groups, actually was talking about it too, and everybody's like, "What's going on?" And then she's like, "All you damn CTR people who already got it, get the hell out of the cave! You're making it impossible for other people to find it." So it was pretty funny, but and she was one of the people that's helping people get it. So credit to her as well. Her and Scarlett were really the people that were communicating it that I saw.
What I really
cool.
wish would happen, and I know it never will. The next time something like this happens, you get it, and everyone stays, but they don't stay in that room. What they do is they form a conga line out into an open area, so you can actually follow the people to where you got to go. Because that cave was not easy to find.
It was not, but it was underwater. They'd all be dead. So you want them to just all die and then log out so that their bodies form a conga line underwater?
I could get behind that. Yeah.
Hey, whatever works.
I like your Kool-Aid thinking, sir.
I love Kool-Aid.
So I just think it's great that this was in an expansion from before the last expansion.
Well, no, they threw it, like, where it's at is in an older expansion, but it didn't actually happen in game until 6.2.2. Just no one found it until now.
Do you think that they created this cave recently, or do you think this cave has been there the whole time?
I think it's been there.
It's been there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the cave's been there the whole time. They just put the pet there
Gotcha.
at some point
and didn't tell anybody. And I didn't know this cave was there. When you sit there and look at it, there's 2 freaking little green things that are like seaweed and a couple of rocks and I think like a clamshell. And you're looking at it, you don't see the cave. You have to go between the seaweed and then it goes down and then up in order to actually get in there. So you really wouldn't be able to see it if you didn't know it was there.
Yeah. I actually saw a tweet from one of the devs, and I don't remember who it was, unfortunately. But they said they wanted to find out who was the first person to find it and how did he find that cave, because that is one of the most secret places it was one of the most secret places in the game. Like, nobody knew it was there, because when you go questing and even searching, like...
Yeah, you don't even get anywhere near there.
Yeah, you don't... I mean, even if you go questing, you don't go searching underwater for stuff. I mean, this is coming from someone who... Back before they got rid of the you have to be dead to get and turn in this quest, I took off my armor, that way I didn't get repair bill, and I killed my character. And I literally I up and down looking for random stuff while you're dead to see if there was any more of them. Like, I didn't get the entire continents covered, but I got, most of them. And there wasn't hardly anything while you're dead that isn't there while you're alive. So there was a few things here and there, but everything I saw, I had already found via online videos and stuff like that.
So one of our regular viewers, Chief Vol'jin's actually in the chat, and he says, there's no way that cave has been there. So my response back to him is that if that cave was new, in one of the patches, they would have been able to notice that they made a change there when they were going through all of the change logs. So I think it would have been data mined that there was all of a sudden a change there. They may not have known what the change was, since it's terrain.
I don't know. I don't know that that's how data mining works. Like, I know when they add something to the game, they can find it, but to change a piece of map, I know Kara.
For example,
I know with Kara they did the doodad with the like the spiderweb doodad graphic things.
Exactly, they changed graphic things. Normally, what we see from data mining is new items. That's the easiest thing to find because all of a sudden there's new items. But like in Caravan, they didn't make new items.
Yeah,
they just changed it. And they saw that, and all of a sudden there was all these crazy rumors about Caravan and what was going to happen.
I still think Kara's getting used soon.
I think so too. But, I think that if it hadn't already been there, we would have seen something saying that they changed something in Born Tundra.
Oh, you gave it away. At this point, people pretty much know where it's at, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I tell you it's Born Tundra and you don't actually go to Wowhead, you're never going to find it. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I wonder.
Borean Tundra, underwater. Oh, crap, it's half water.
I think I can
And
do
it's
it.
frozen, which is 2/3 of the continent, too, or area, whatever you want to call it.
Which is technically water also. It just happens to be in another form. But yeah.
I mean, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna take on your challenge. I don't know exactly where it is, but I'm gonna find it.
Okay.
Or I'll look for 5 minutes
so-
to give up. What?
If you don't look it up, keep an accurate tab of your death counter, because I want to know how many times you die trying to find these caves.
I knew where I was going, and I died once. I'm just saying.
I think I can do it. I
Theory.
believe in me.
I'm disappointed in your theory.
Well, hey, that's only fail number 2 because you said the gear in our current expansion started at 430, which was 100 off. So we're only on 2 right now because that was 530, sir.
Yeah, we're doing fairly well for,
Yeah, we're doing okay.
All right. Do we have anything Hearthstone related? Not WoW related,
Nope.
since we kind of digressed a bit. All right. Well then, nothing new Diablo. StarCraft had a little webcomic thing, so you can go to the site and check that out. It was interesting, kind of. I don't know, I'm more into the game than any of the books and stuff, comics. So, but that being said, we do have a game that we're going to cover because we cover it every week. I happen to like it. Once we get through with the intro, I will ask if anyone else has played it, and I will ignore Theory because I already know his answer.
Yep.
And that is... pressure's on, Jack.
Oh no.
And that is Heroes.
Heroes of the Storm.
So, Heroes. As per usual, we will be talking, or at least I will be talking. We did mention it prior to, so we'll do that first. Jack, do you play Heroes at all?
I watch Heroes.
Okay, so at least you have a kind of an interest in the game.
I have a very much interest in watching it. I don't know what it is, but like MOBAs and stuff with even a lot of RTSs with that fixed up and to the side perspective. I just can't get into it.
Yeah, I know that's one of the issues Theory had with it, was the camera angle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Camera
but
angle, click to move, not my thing.
I do love watching it. I couldn't tell you anything that's happening, but it's very exciting.
Yeah. The first time I saw Heroes ever was the show at BlizzCon like last year or the year before, like when they did here's a show match of these people who are decent at StarCraft, or random known entities on Twitter and whatnot. And then I saw it, I was like, oh, that looks cool. That looks a lot like League of Legends and stuff, but I hate those games. I played Smite a couple times, but no.
Mm-hmm.
I won't go into League ever. Ever. I tried once, and I'm not ever going back because of that.
Yeah. If I were going to play a MOBA, it would be, Heroes.
And this is what I tell anyone who's kind of expressed an interest in playing, just give it a try and get through the tutorial. Yes, it sucks. The tutorial is awful. Uther will yell at you constantly. But you'll at least get accustomed, as long as you keep going, you'll get accustomed and get a feel of how it goes and all that. Play against the AI. if you feel like you're going to be horrible, make your team AI also, and just play a couple, and then when you get used to the movements and stuff like that, make your team people play against the AI until you get a good feel for the game, and then you try a couple other people, play the freebie heroes, find out what kind of play style you like, that kind of thing.
And
for me, I'm an awful healer, so don't ever make me be the healer. I mean, I'm a bad healer in every game possible, so yeah, that's why I don't really play it on my healer in WoW. Because if other people are, expecting me to save their life, they're gonna die.
So then I guess you can't fulfill the opening that Lagging Balls has on his team.
No.
Thorn, because he's looking for a support type person for his team.
No.
So there's my little bit of 2 cents for heroes.
Yep.
He's wanting somebody pretty decent that plays support. But yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Like I can't. I'm physically able to do it, but I suck at it.
I actually really liked playing support when I tried the game. What was it? Tyrande and Lily, I really liked.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're at in the meta, but
Well, yeah, Tyranda's not really a healer per se. She's got some healing stuff now, but
yeah.
But anyway, before we derail too much further, we got some freebies. This week, we got Arthas, who is kind of tanky, but kind of DPS-y. We've got Gazlowe, who is just odd. Malfurion, who is basically a healer. Stitches! The return of Stitches! He's actually a tank again. He's not quite God mode like he was, but, he'll still hook you and, eat you and kill you. We got Vala, who is pure DPS and movement. Brightwing at level, if your physical level is 12, you get her free, and she'll just talk kind of creepily and happily at you. And you got Kerrigan at 15, who is definitely DPS-y and really hard to kill on someone who knows what they're doing. As usual, I will go into my thoughts on this week, and these are all decent. Brightwing, is kind of falling out of the meta for healing, but, if put in the right hands, can still do some real healing. So yeah, fun time. Out of all these though, my favorites, Stitches, now that he's back. Gazlowe, because of the skin, the big top Gazlowe skin, the evil clown type looking thing, that's amazing. I love those. And Kerrigan. Kerrigan's just fun to play. Like I said, if you get a good person on Kerrigan who knows what they're doing, that team's probably gonna win. Because she does a ton of damage, and it's really hard to die. And then, for the sale, that reminds me, Blizzard, you might want to check the date on your post. Because that was last week.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to say good catch on you, Theory, because you caught it, and I actually didn't, but I don't ever look at the dates for that.
So, yeah, the funny thing was, literally, as I'm pulling the graphic from the Heroes website, where I usually get those from, I pulled it, I'm making my graphic, and I'm putting it up there. I'm like, yeah, I got the right date there. I'm like, why is that date wrong? Do I have the wrong picture? What the hell's going on? So I had to double check it and go back to the website to make sure that I didn't make a mistake myself before I saw that they actually made a mistake. Literally right above the picture that you see, it has the date that we have.
Yeah.
But right underneath the picture, it's wrong. So it's pretty funny because they don't usually screw up like that.
Yep. There's one intern out of a job.
Well, unless they did it, I could actually see them doing it intentionally because the 21st of October is Back to the Future Day, so they might have just wanted to play the gag.
Some kind of weird gag on Back to the Future. I don't know.
I don't,
Maybe they should have made it just that day instead of a range.
Yeah,
exactly. I think if they wanted to be really funny, they could have just taken it down and put it back to 1950s or something crazy and put the Peanuts guy on there or something. But Yeah, I think they copy pasted it and didn't change that line.
Yeah,
is what I think they did.
I think it was an actual mistake. I'm just saying it. Maybe it was someone's idea of a gag, and he didn't tell anyone else about it. So yeah, who knows? But
Yeah,
anyway,
that could be like one guy's gag that he wasn't even going to catch it.
Yeah. Well, if that was
we
the
caught
case,
it.
we caught it. Congrats. Enjoy your unemployment. Probably not.
I don't think you get fired for something like that.
No.
But at least a stern
Probably have
talk.
something else to do every week.
He'll
He'll get a different job.
Yeah, you might want to make sure the dates on these are right, because that's kind of important. But anyway, Tassadar, Crypt King Tassadar, and Tempest Regalia Jaina, 3 1/4, $5, $3.75 respectively. As I already own Tassadar, the Crypt King skin looks interesting. Not interesting enough for me to put money onto it, but it looks interesting. And I hate
Jaina looks cool.
Yeah, I mean, for that, it looks interesting. I hate that particular set to begin with. In WoW, I'm not putting money down in Heroes for it.
I actually really like that set in game.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jack, what?
Yeah, I agree with you.
I actually really like that set.
Yeah.
But I probably wouldn't pay for it in Heroes.
Yeah. Well, see, my thing with mages, I like fire. So my sets are all red. Or if I'm intentionally making it ugly, I will go with an ugly set. But if I'm doing a real transmog, I will go with reds and, fire colors, because I play fire.
Yeah.
Even when fire is
I'm
awful.
with you. Oh, I'm still fire. Fire's not that awful if you got double crit trinkets and.
Yeah, it's better now, but.
I actually really dig the what is it? It's like the corrupted Phoenix set from Firelands, the heroic version. That's all purple and flamey.
Yeah,
I love that. Look at me derailing again, like I'm on a podcast.
I know,
just like home.
Yep. So yeah, that's the freebies and the sale this week. Hopefully, we'll get some really cool ones next week. But something we did get this week, well, some of us. Some of us got Artanis. I got Artanis. And you can get Artanis next week, here in a couple days. The 27th, if you don't already have him. He is kind of tanky, kind of DPS-y. So he's in that bruiser area. He'd be a good second tank. But he's really fun, and his heroic abilities, depending on what you have available to you, are both really good. I found if you get someone with some slows or some stuns, even better. The pulse beam, the lightning beam that just strikes and follows people around, that'll do some damage. Otherwise, you get the big AoE blind for 4 seconds. That's nice too. So depending on what you got, he's pretty fun. I was only able to play like 5 matches with him this week though. So I haven't had a whole lot of experience. I did watch a ton of streams. Solid Jake from Town Hall Heroes, so one of the casters. I think he's going to be casting the finals of Blizzcon. I think. If not, don't hate me. You can hate me for
I'll hold it against you if you're wrong.
Oh.
I'll resent you forever.
Okay.
I mean, but then we can just hug it out because we'll both be at BlizzCon.
Yeah, about that. I will be at BlizzCon. It's the hugging thing that's going to be an issue.
I'll just hug Cuddles instead.
Okay, you can do that. He'll enjoy it.
I'm sure he will.
Cuddles will probably like that. Yeah, he likes his hugs.
And
hey, I did it. I did it.
So
it just turned off.
Yay.
So, Draven, how's your notepad?
Actually, there's only a couple things in there, and I can fix this real easy.
Are they all having to do with me? Because that was my goal.
We're just making him use his notepad.
It's just so nice to come onto a podcast, not have to do work, I'm just relishing it. This was be how all the guys feel when I. This is wonderful.
This is an easy fix. I mean, I'm still gonna have to do some editing, but it's an easy fix. Hey, see? Easy peasy.
Awesome.
And I've got 4 lines total.
All right.
4 numbers so far. So we're
Not
doing,
bad.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. So, yes, Artanis, I mentioned before, we kind of know who's fighting who in the semifinals. Not specific, like we don't know exactly, but we know the groups of people who are eligible to fight each other. Group A, we've got Cloud9, Team YL, which I believe is from China. Is that, or they're the Taiwan team that nobody's ever heard of? I don't remember. Team Dignitas from Europe. This is formerly Team Bob, ? I wish they would have kept that name. And then there's a renamed team. Instead of Team GIA, it's now Logi GIA.
Logair.
Yeah. And that's the Taiwan team, so that means Team YL's team. Korea, China area. So those 1, 2, 3, 4 teams, whatever matchup they're going to be, they're the semifinals. One of them will go to the finals to meet Group B, which is Team DK, the current favorite of the tournament, because they kind of dominated MVP Black, who was the previous favorite of the tournament. I'm just going to call them Navi, because that's what everyone knows about us, because I'm really bad at Latin. And then there's this another team who is definitely a new team name. It's a team that's already qualified, or unless someone got kicked out and I didn't see that information, but it's a team called Brave Heart. 2 words, not one. As far as I know, William Wallace is not on the team.
Oh.
I was going to say, Mel Gibson.
Yeah, Mel Gibson may be on the team. I don't know. I don't know if he really plays games. But the other team is Tempo Storm. Out of these 4, with not knowing who Braveheart is, or if it's a rename, or if it's someone got disqualified, they got thrown in, I don't see them winning really anything. Navi, depending on if they go against Tempest Storm, that'll be a fun match. I think Tempo Storm would still win that. But yeah, I think
Tempo Storm, though, I mean, everybody thought they were going to sweep a couple of contests not that long ago, and they ended up losing pretty horribly.
Yeah.
But I still think they're better than Navi.
Yeah.
My money's on Braveheart. I'm going for the underdog.
Go for it.
It all depends. Is Mel Gibson on it? Because then that's who I'm betting on, too.
Yeah.
Honestly,
they should at least use him for a logo.
For sure.
that would be funny. I'm looking.
They all need to paint their face too. One side.
Well, they can paint it however they want as long as it's blue. Because in the movie they had random.
It's got to be blue. Yeah.
They use random things. Yeah. So out of Group A, I'm looking at Cloud9, and out of Group B, I'm looking at Team DK. So I think that's who our finals are. That being said, if it is anyone else, Cloud9 versus Tempo Storm again. That's all I mean, I really hate saying that, but that looks like it's going to be Cloud9 versus Team DK or Tempo Storm, depending on, which one wins.
It should still be fun, I think. It's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to try and make that. I'm really excited to see some esports live.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be there. I haven't been able to find any information of this kind for StarCraft, so they're keeping a good tight lid on that.
They've either got something really exciting or nothing at all.
Oh, they'll have something exciting because they have the area for the esports for StarCraft is its own area.
Yeah.
They do a big setup for it and everything. It's huge.
I hope so.
Last year's set was amazing. I can only imagine what they're doing this year. They're probably going to throw some quick stuff in. So that'd be cool. So yeah, I'm thinking that's more or less a show. Unless you guys have something else you want to throw back to, or just mention offhand.
If I did, I
Not
forgot.
really.
All right. So feedback. We want your feedback. We want your input. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of us, what you would like to see, what you want to see less of, more of. Just information. Let us know. If you want to send us an email to have read on air, which we had one and I lost it. It's in one of the emails. Yeah, I've got it somewhere. I just don't have it right in front of me. That's 4 for the week. That's not bad. Usually we do 4 in the first 20 minutes.
It's definitely because I'm around.
Yeah, it's the whole brilliance thing. He cast brilliance. We're a little bit smarter this week.
Oh wow, yeah. See, it is good to have mages around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't make troll portals to ancient Dalaran ever.
Oh,
Hold on. When do I get my biscuits? Aren't I supposed to get biscuits?
I made burritos, like magic burritos, if you want. And
even better, yes.
Yeah.
You don't want to know why they're magic, though, Theory.
It's a special sauce.
I don't really think you want to know why a mage's food is a mage's food, no matter what kind of food it is. Even the one that was called strudel, if it's made out of nothing, it's probably pretty gross. I'm just saying.
Oh, no doubt.
It's gluten-free. That's what it is.
But
taste-free?
Going back to like troll portals, though, I really dig putting a portal on a feast in LFR. I am that guy. I've been kicked out of a lot of LFRs.
My personal favorite story involving the Ancient Dalaran portal was before I had switched servers to Airy Peak. I was in another raid group, and I got into an argument with the raid leader, and I was like, oh yeah, he wanted to duel me. I was like, I bet you I can kill you and not cast a single spell at you. He's like, how did you do that? I was like, he didn't know about the Ancient Dalaran portal yet. It had just come out, like that day. I cast a portal. I was like, click that. And he did. And then he got a load screen. He's like, what? This isn't Dalaran. What? And then I heard, you son of a... And then he died. And the entire raid busted up laughing. And yeah, that was outside of Heart of Fear, actually. Where I cast that portal. And I was like, where's my money? He paid me the money. He paid me the money owed. And he's like, don't ever do that again. I was like, don't worry, I will.
It's fun being a mage.
Yeah. I mean, I only usually do that to people I actually like, and I know will take it as a joke. I won't go to random, into LFR and do it.
I only do it if they're being...
I got Swayze with it last week or the week before. I forget.
Yeah, I know you did. He wasn't real happy about that either. That was
not at the time.
Funny,
afterwards, he was, but he was okay with it after. But at the time, no,
He's like, well, what the hell is that? Damn mages.
Yeah, but it was funny.
You know how an engineer, like all their cool stuff, has a chance to fail?
Yep.
I think when a mage opens a portal, there should be a small chance that they get sucked into it.
I would love that.
I'd be fine with that because I can slow fall through that particular portal anyway.
Or I could
Which is cool if you're fast enough on the trigger. Yeah. If you're quick enough on the trigger to save yourself. But I mean, I'm not just saying that one.
Yeah.
I think that there should be a chance for you to get sucked into any of the ones you open.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just think that would make it more fun.
Yeah, as long as it leaves the portal there for other people to follow, I'm fine with that. Because otherwise, it's just
It'd also be interesting if it just randomly ported you somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you had to do another portal.
The druids have this ability that takes them to random places around Azeroth. I would love something like that for my portals.
Yeah, I know a druid who would randomly get teleported to Moonglade in the middle.
Moonglade, yeah.
As he's pulling, what's that boss?
A pull counter, yes. It was, oh crap.
Nazgrim?
No, after Nazgrim.
The pie guy.
boil something.
I don't remember, but we had a bear tank who set the pull timer, who's getting ready to pull, and then all of a sudden the timer says like 3, 2, and he's like, guys, I'm in Moonglade. And we just pull anyway because it didn't register to us. And, obviously we wipe.
Yeah, it was hysterical.
Yeah.
So shout out to Shifting Eden because, buddy, we still talk about that. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's been, what, a year and a half ago now? 2 years ago?
At least, probably closer to 2.
All right. So, yeah. So, special shout out outside the shout out area for Shifting Eden. That was, to this day, I don't know if he was actually trolling us or just a glitch.
No, he did it on accident. And the funny thing was I had him targeted. I don't remember why. There was some reason I had to have him targeted right off the bat. And I saw him casting it, and I said something, but everybody was getting ready to pull, so that was it.
Yeah.
So I just started laughing as soon as he said, "Where am I? Why did I get teleported?" Because you casted it. That's why.
That was definitely a fun. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
All right. So, since we mentioned shoutouts, let's do some shoutouts. Jack, you're the guest. You get to go first. Do you have any shoutouts for anybody?
I'd like to thank the Academy of Dalaran for giving me my mage license, even though I've used my powers. My raid team Facepull, who are like the most of the reason I still play this game. And specifically to Dead Greed, who helped me come up with the feast portal trick back in High Mall.
So now we know who to blame.
Yes, you do.
Dead Greed. Sorry, my inner Sal was coming out.
No, that's fine.
I was channeling Sal there for a second. I'm sorry about that. Theory, do you have any shout-outs?
Yeah, I got a couple this week. We kind of switched some things around this week, so I want to give a shout-out to Habant. I just called him Habs because I never say it right. But he tanked this week when we were doing our runs with the chickens, and he did a fantastic job. A couple of the teammates kind of stepped into different roles, including yourself. You were tanking, which I know is your main spec on that tune, but you don't usually do it for that team, so that was kind of cool. And Cuddles got to play as Hunter a little bit, so he was excited about that too. So shout out to you guys. Also, a huge shout out to Lagging Balls, Thorn and Fist, continually kind of giving each other props every week, but I'm listening to that show pretty much every week on rotation. So if you haven't checked out Lagging Balls yet, it is a age-appropriate show. You don't want your kids listening to that one, but it is hysterically funny and definitely worth a listen. But that's going to be it.
All right. Well, for me, I'm going to start off with, I'm going to say shout out to Jack for stepping in at literally the last minute. It was earlier today, yesterday now for East Coasters.
Yep.
Where
my pleasure.
Yeah, Scarlett was like, "Hey, I can't make it. I'm sick." So I'm like, I get into one of the little group meets I'm in out of the 37 that I'm in, and I'm like, "Does anybody know anyone who can do this at this such and such time?" And he's like, "Oh, I'll do it." I'm like, "Cool. Okay, here's the information. Is there anything I need?" Talk to Theory because he does the backgrounds. So thank you, Jack, for stepping in. So yeah,
this has been a whole lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've never podcasted this late, and I'm really digging it.
Yeah. Well, this is the time that we were available.
True. Yeah. I gotta say, look how sexy his logo looks there, though.
Yes, that looks amazing.
Now, I still don't like that Bear Meat made it, but yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
He did a good job. It's on my shirt. Just
I understand it's a hard time because it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Oh no, I raid with him. We give each other hard times.
Yeah, I'm partial to the fire part of it, but that's me. So yeah, you can listen to Jack. DalaranBrilliance.com. He's got the Dalaran Brilliance Podcast. So there's shout out there. And Theory, you did Lagging Balls already. I'll give a shout out to Cuddles because didn't give him a shout out yet, and that seems like a constant thing. He'll shout out to us, we shout out to him, and same with Lagging Balls. We just kind of like, oh.
So you were on their show this week, weren't you? On Tuttle Show?
That was last week. We talked about it last week.
Was that last week? Yeah, okay.
He had
that was
Con
a good
Before
show.
the Storm.
If you guys haven't listened to that yet, you should.
Yeah, I was actually hyper.
Yeah.
That's a scary thought to a lot of people.
Yeah, it was really entertaining. It was a good show for sure. So, who'd you say he had
He had
Before the Storm
one of
this
the people
week?
from Con Before the Storm this week, yeah.
Okay, so I'll check that out too.
Yeah, that was a good show. I only caught the tail end of it live. But, yeah. Other than that, I'm going to give a random non-gamer shout-out to random movie theaters who decided it would be fun to put out Back to the Future on Back to the Future Day. Okay, that's what I did this week outside of gaming. I went to go see a movie. Well, I went to go see 3 movies and some commercials.
You know, I kind of goofed up with that. It was the day before I got home. I saw it on Amazon Prime. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll have dinner. I'll watch one of the movies. I got up after the 3rd movie, and I realized I needed to use the restroom. Mistakes were made. Yeah. Totally worth it.
Yeah. So that's going to be my shout-outs for the week, other than thank you, chat room, for showing up, as always. I know, Chief, you tend to show up and tell us caves don't exist. Or didn't exist and stuff like that. So we'll fact check you. I'll pick someone's brain. Yeah, so that's gonna be up for shout outs. We may or may not have Theory's internet fixed here just momentarily for how to contact us. Let her know. Let's find out. Theory, can you let everyone know how this works?
So at Epic Fail Podcast, we do love it when you contact us. So here's the ways that you can do that. We are at www.epicfailpodcast.com. On Facebook, you can find us at /podcastepicfail. Twitter is at podcastepicfail. You can follow Draven at Draven Dresden on Twitter. You can follow Scarlett at Scarlett_CTR. And you can follow me, Theory, at Gank Theory, also on Twitter. Don't forget, you can find our podcast on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. We look forward to hearing from you.
All right, so you do. We mentioned Dalaran Brilliance earlier, and I'm sorry I did that before asking you about it. I'm a horrible, horrible person.
Oh, it's fine.
How do we get a hold of you and your show? I mentioned it briefly with your thing up, but.
Actually, the website's sort of defunct at the moment because we moved over to the D20 Crit site because we're with them now. I mean, the site's, I update it whenever, but the best way to get at me is on Twitter at Jackofskullz with a Z. The show is at Dal Brilliance because Dalaran Brilliance was one letter too many for Twitter. And I'm actually putting a lot of stuff on our YouTube channel, which is just Dalaran Brilliance on YouTube. Even some non-made stuff.
Yeah.
There's probably an email. DalaranBrilliance@gmail.com. There we go.
Yep.
There we go. So that's how you can get at me or the show.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I haven't checked out every single episode. I've listened to a couple, but you focus mostly on mages, and it's really hard for someone like me with 100,000 alts, in theory, I know you know the feeling, to have anything that's that focused for me to actually keep that focus.
Yeah, it's definitely a niche market.
Yeah, I mean, it's don't get me wrong, I liked what I heard, but I'm one of those people who I have like billions of things hitting me in the head, ideas nonstop, so it's like, mage. Shiny.
Yeah,
he sees squirrels. But you know what? That's not all he does. I got a question for you, though. I'll interrupt for just a sec. I was watching one of your YouTube videos that was about, it was about the Dragonflight, lore.
Yes.
Do you do a lot of those?
I have just started doing that the past couple weeks because we're in my job. We're getting into the slow season, and I'm trying to get some YouTube presence going. So I'm doing a little 2-minute lore video about every week.
Very nice. Well, there you go. So, Murder / Draven / whatever. Check out his lore videos, man. They're not all mage centric, and they're pretty cool. It's definitely worth watching.
Yeah, I wasn't. I know it sounded negative or me complaining. That's not how I meant it.
Oh no, I didn't take it that way.
Yeah.
I used to listen to monk meditation and stuff, but I don't play a monk.
Yeah.
But they're good.
Yeah, it's like final boss, only
Oh.
I can't listen to all of them because
Yeah.
I don't play those particular specs, thus I don't care.
We actually did do an episode last time on weak auras that was really good. We had a buddy of mine in.
Cool. Yeah, I checked out some of the older ones. So I'll have to check that one out for sure. Oh, trust me. If you check out some of our older ones, you're fine.
If you want to hear some good old crappy Dalaran Brilliance, I think it's episode 2, Narvi the Wall Builder. Ash had a story on there, nothing to do with mages, but it was hilarious.
Alrighty. Well, I think that would be a show.
Hooray!
Yay.
We did it!
We did it! Yay. So, as always, I will ask, do you have any last words for the show for us?
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah, you and or Theory.
Okay. So I have a bad joke.
Alright, I'm going to have to do this for you then. Go for it.
All right. So, why did the blacksmith make a bad mage? Because he couldn't spell steel. Huh? Yeah, I said it was bad.
I will one up you on the bad joke.
One bongo. One bongo by itself.
I'm gonna one up you on the bad joke.
Bring it.
Now, imagine, in order for you to get the whole experience of how horrible this joke is, imagine it's Yoda telling the joke.
Okay.
Why was 5 afraid of 6?
I don't know.
Because 6, 7, 8. Thank you, good night!
So you get 0 bongos because if you'd have done it in the Yoda voice, it would have actually been funny.
I can't do the Yoda voice.
Okay, well.
I can't do the Yoda
That's
voice.
number 5 then. That's fail number 5.
That joke? That joke was so horrible. We're counting that as a fail.
That was, you get negative bongos.
Yes. Does that mean I get more bongos?
I see. If I get -1, you got
1, but at least you're positive.
Yeah, you're in the positive. I'm on the negative side. All right, so I think it's time for us to close the show out, and we can talk to the chat room shortly after. So, with that,
Hello, mother. You know, the world could always use more heroes.